What about when I travel abroad? How do I set those systems up? How do I set my business up to continue to run without me? So I'm leaving Maui. I'm leaving Hawaii. That's right. Captain Nick is taking off. What an awesome gift. Our copywriter, Tyler, he gave me that. I get a kick out of it every time I see it. Tyler, if you're watching this, I drink coffee, water, energy drinks out of this thing all the time at the office. But back to what I was talking about. I'm leaving Maui, and I don't really know for how long. I'm headed to the East Coast. I'm going to New York City. My wife, she's an ICU nurse, for those of you that don't know, and she's been a nurse for about 7 years now. Last year was the craziest year because of, obviously you all know, but, shout out to everybody on the front line doing that stuff. I mean, saving lives, and it's been crazy. I have so much respect and appreciation for all the people that are out there doing that, and it takes a special person, let me tell you, to be a nurse and a caregiver. Like normally, yes, but especially last year, just seeing what they do and hearing about it, it's incredible. It takes a special person. I'm so appreciative for all those people. Anyway, she is going to get her nurse practitioner license, which involves her having to go to New York City to get her clinicals. Now, I have an office, I have an agency, I have a team, I have a couple of real estate projects going, I have a lot of stuff going on, and I'm going too. We're both gonna go. I mean, we have to, we're a team, right? So what am I gonna do? What does that mean for my business? Well, fortunately for me, and probably a lot of you watching, you've been growing an online business, a digital business. It's not specific to where we live. I can run this business and be in New York. I can run this business and be in Indonesia. It doesn't really matter, but it does take some skills and some strategies to make it work. And I've been doing this for 4 years now. This won't be the first trip I've gone on, right? In fact, I was taking trips, travel, vacation, things like that in my first year of business. Now, sure, I didn't have as much financial freedom as I do now, but I would go on these trips and my business would still run. And what that looks like is it has to do a lot with outsourcing and building a team, right? If you are doing everything yourself, it's going to be a little difficult to have the show still operating while you're not there. But you can outsource and you can build a team and you can build systems and processes and strategies to make sure that the machine is running while you are not there. And it's something that I encourage you to work towards. Now, I used to read this book called The 4-Hour Workweek when I first got started. And I promise you, when I got to chapter 2 of that book, I was way too far in. It didn't make any sense because I just wasn't there in my business. But the goal and the vision in the initial chapters was there. I mean, a 4-hour work week, that sounds amazing, right? I mean, who doesn't want a 4-hour work week? So that really hit me. It spoke to me. And when it started talking about how to make all that happen, I just wasn't there yet. But it did plant the seed for me to figure out how to logistically outsource and get things set up. I'm going to talk more about that, but I just want you to know when I go on this trip, when I travel, I am going to continue to put out content, and the narrative of that content is going to just do like it does here. It's going to follow me in my path as I go that direction of my business. So if there's something specifically about what I'm doing that you want to learn more about, let me know in the comments below or in any of my videos, right? But for this video, please make sure to hit the like button. Give me some encouragement on my way out there. I would love to know that I have your support following me out there to the mainland is what we call it here. And just know that I'm gonna be there with you guys and you guys are supporting me along that way. There are a lot of things that you need to do to set all this up, right? And I'm going to continue to make my content present itself in a way that follows exactly what I'm doing. So just like when I'm here, the content and the stuff that I talk about, it all has to do with what I'm doing here within my agency, working with our appointment setters in the other room, which has been something big that we've been doing these coupons and these mailers. But what about when I travel abroad? How do I set those systems up? How do I set my business up to continue to run without me? That's the stuff that I'm going to be talking about. That's really where I get all of my content from. I don't get content by doing keyword research and then creating a YouTube video based off of keyword research. I get my content by coming into the office and looking at whatever fires we have in the office and figuring out how to solve those fires and creating that content. Or if we have a win, I talk about the win we're having. Or if we find a new tool or a new software that helps us to have more success, then I talk about that. So that's where all my content comes from. And I just want you all to know that the narrative is going to be a little different. Obviously, I'm going to be traveling more, but I'm going to be talking about how to set things up to replace yourself or have things run without you there. So again, give me a like if you're into that topic and that conversation. I'm hoping to get a lot of likes in this video because I want to make sure that people are on board with what I'm doing too, and that I have the proper narrative in mind for what I'm about to share and keep going on with you guys. Because as I said, the biggest piece when you're out and about is having people help you to do whatever it is that you do in your business. And so a couple examples of that, as I mentioned, I first traveled for, 2 or 3 weeks when I first started my business. Didn't have a lot of cash flow, but what I did have was I had one website developer that I finally got the courage to work with. And I was scared to outsource because I thought that nobody would be able to do the quality and level of work that I wanted to do for my clients. I didn't think anybody was going to take care of them in that way. So I was really scared to outsource, and I probably got started outsourcing way too late. Let me know in the comments below if you can relate to that. But when I finally decided to jump in and I found somebody, I decided to make that trudge to travel. And it was scary. It was scary. It was exciting and scary all at the same time. I remember I had 3 or 4 projects going at the same time. And every day while I'm out, I would check in through Skype or Slack or email and make sure the projects were going. And when you're just one person and you're outsourcing, it really comes down to that, right? Project management. You're a project manager at that point. You're the salesperson, you're the quality control, you're a lot of those things, but you have to know how to do project management. And if you're selling a different service, running ads or whatever, you just become a different type of project manager and you wear a couple of different hats. So that one person though allowed me to have enough freedom to go out and spend a few weeks out traveling. Now, I didn't grow my business exponentially at that time, but I made sure my clients were happy and things kept going. Now, if I think back when I was an automotive mechanic, I never could have done that, right? Maybe I could have taken a week off an entire year, but I never really did. I never really did because I needed the money and I wanted to work. So you can quickly do that in this business. When you become an entrepreneur, when you become a digital marketing agency owner, you start doing a thing for yourself, you can quickly get to that point. And it's exciting. It's really exciting. And so my goal for the next foreseeable future is to continue to share how I'm doing this and give you that information about how I'm doing this at my level. And if you guys join me and ask me questions about what I'm doing along the way, I will make sure to answer that stuff and make sure that you get whatever questions answered so that you can apply some of this stuff to your business. So again, you guys, I appreciate all of your support that you've always given me. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you can follow along with the content and the narrative of what's going on with me and my life and my business, and I'll see you in the next video. Aloha.